Dear students, let's start lecture number 15 on the topic C sharp abstraction. So today we will be discussing uh, how to make properties abstracted in a class. So this is our today's outline. So we will be discussing abstraction and we will be inside the abstraction we will be looking into uh, properties, that how the properties or data types they are abstracted in a class. So then we will take some example uh, to explain what we have studied in abstraction properties, and then I'll give you assignment, and then we have question answer session. So let's start with the revision of lecture number 14, which was on the topic C sharp abstraction. So abstraction is a principle of object-oriented programming language. So this is the one of the main abstract of programming language. It is used to hide the implementation detail and display only essential feature of the object. So now what it does, that it keeps details hidden. Like for example, if you want a class name, so you will be specified that this is the method and how it will be used. This is just like a black box. You will be giving inputs to the method, and then you will get the result. So this is just like a black box. In abstraction, by using accessing modifiers can hide the required details of the object, expose only necessary method and properties through the reference of object. So whenever you will be using, like for example, as you know, the signature of the method, like you have access modifier, you have modifier, return type, name of the method, and optional list of parameters. So you have to understand this, that you have to pass the parameters or values, and you will get the result. You have nothing to do that how the function or how the function is compiling those things. So for example, if you visit uh, um, bakery and you want to buy, for example, cake, so you will give money as an input, and you will get cake in the output. But you need not to concern that how that cake is baked, and how this cake is prepared, or what are the ingredients inside that cake, and how they are mixed up. So you don't need to concern all these things. So just you need to pass those parameters, and you will get your required result. This is what the black box is. So abstraction will be doing like that. In abstract object-oriented programming, a class is a perfect example of abstraction. Like for example, inside the class you have a method. So whenever you will be using, like for example, we are using console.writeLine. So console is a class, writeLine is a method inside this console class. So you will be just passing your values as a string, and you will get that string displayed on your screen. So you need not to concern that how it is done, but you need to know that what are the parameters which you have to pass to that method, and what will be the output of that. So you require only to do that. In C sharp, we can create class with required method and properties. Like for example, inside the class, you have two things. Like you have methods, you have properties. So as you know, in previous class, we mm, we had made our methods protected, as you know that. And how this is done, I'll show that again. But today we will be looking into that how we make our properties abstract. We can expose only necessary method and properties using access modifier based on our requirement. So now you can see public, this is the modifier abstract, and class and a class name, a class and a class name. So as we have studied in our previous lecture, that whenever you make a class abstract, that class must have at least one method abstract, otherwise compiler will give you an error. So abstract classes and methods. So they are interrelated actually, if you call it. For example, if the class is if a method is abstract, that that class need to be abstract. Remember, okay. And if the class is abstract, that that class must have at least one method as abstract. So abstract classes cannot be used instance objects. So like but inside the abstract class you can keep non-abstract method, but those non-abstract method will only be called through anonymous object of the inherited class. You cannot make, as you know, you cannot make an object of the abstract class, but non-abstract methods which are inside of our abstract class, so they only be called through the anonymous object of anonymous object of their child classes. Abstract class is restricted class that cannot be used to create object, and we know this thing. An abstract method can only be used in an abstract class. It does not have a body. The body is provided by the derived class. Here you can see that this is our abstract class, and this abstract class has must have at least one method. So this class has go do work is abstract method, but this method has no body. You can see that. Who will provide this body? Derived classes who will inherit from this class A will provide the body of this method. Otherwise they will get compilation error. Here you can see that this is example number 1. Here you can see that we have this animal sound. Sleep is a non-abstract method, but this animal sound is the abstract method, and that's why this method mm, um, um, this method has no body. And this is cow class, which is inherited from animal class. And now this method animal sound is overridden by this cow class. You can see public override um, void animal sound. So this means that this class, which is cow class, this class is overriding this animal sound of the class animal. Now you can see this is a simple method, console.write line to display cow says meow, meow, or whatever the message. Uh, Now this is class program, and this class has this main method, and this now we are making object. Now we are making object, and we are assigning to this is, you can see this is default constructor. So the object will be created, and this will be assigned to my cow. My cow is binded with this animal sound. So this will be called, and now it is calling my cow dot sleep. Now this is example number 2. Here you can see that we have, this is the you can see traditional trend that how you write your C# .NET program. So here we have using system, there's a namespace demo abstraction. Then this is shape. This is abstract method. As you see that this method has no body, and then we have a square which is inherited from shape class. And here you can see that we are a public square. This is one of the method. Now the whatever value is assigned to this x, this will be assigned to the side. And public override int area. Now you can see that this, as this was an abstract method, so this method is overridden here. You can see the override with the area. So this method is overriding its parent area method. So here you can see this is the body is provided by this child class, and you will get the this will be returned to the place from where it is called. Then you have this main method, and here you can see that we are assigning the object of square to shape uh, data type. As you know that you can use shape as a type, but you cannot make object of its object of that class, because this class is abstract. As we know that this class is abstract, so we cannot make object, as we are making the object of our child class, but we are assigning that object to our parent class. This can be done, as you know, from casting. Subclass can be assigned to its superclass without explicitly uh, explicitly um, without doing any explicit casting. You can assign the child class to the parent class, and then this method will be called, that's why this is called late binding, because first the object will be created and then this object will be binded with the area. So that's why this is called uh, late binding, or you may call it that this is late binding, or this is because the binding will be done once the object is decided. So whatever object is assigned to this ch, that ch or a shape class, that shape reference will call to that method. So as we know that from the definition of inheritance, that what inheritance means, as we know that the parent class method of a child class will be called through the reference of parent class. So parent class will have only one reference, so all the child class method will be called through the parent of its parent, called to the parent reference. So that's why this is called polymorphism. Now let's start with lecture number 15, and today we will be discussing how we make properties abstract. Here you can see that abstract, as we know that we have already discussed that how we can make object, so how we can make method abstract. Now today we will be discussing how we make properties abstract. So here you can see that abstract property declaration have the form public abstract return type my property. This is the name. You can see this is access modifier, this is a modifier, this is a return type, and this is the name of my property. You can name anything whatever you want. Here I have named my property. So I have, as you know, that each property has two bodies like get and set. So here we have get and set, and they don't have their bodies because we are not giving anything and we are not going to set anything and we are not getting anything. But here, as they are abstract, so their definition will be provided by its child classes. So here you can see that this is the namespace, this is abstract class, and this abstract class, this is the delegate. We will study this is later on. And this is you can see this is a one first property, and this is the second property, and public abstract. This is these two property. You can see that this property is abstract property. Here you can see that we have abstract keyword, and the child classes will provide the definition of that. I'll explain that with the help of example. So here you can see that we have this namespace, and then we have abstract class which is named details, a public abstract string name. Now this is the property name, and get and set, these are the two attributes which will be provided by the child class. So public int id and get set, this is another property. So child classes will provide the definition of these two, name and id. Here you can see that user is the child class of detail. So here you can see private string city, so private name. So these are the id, and now this is city. As you know, the see get and set. You can see here get, this will provide this will be the value which you will get, and this is the value which you set. Now this is the property. This property is related with the user class, but this property, as you know, that you can see here override. This means the child class is overriding its parent property that is called name. So here you can see that get, so you will get this name, and similarly this is how you set and this is how you get. So this is how you set the value and this is how you get the value. I'll show that with help of example. uh, and this is the ID. This is also, as you know, that my parent class has um, two properties, and these two properties were uh, abstract. So I have already overridden one, and now I am overriding ID. So this is how I set the value and this is how I get the value. And then I'll using this override two string method. You will be astonished that why this override method, why this override is used with two string. As you know that our parent class, which was detail class, this class does not have string method, but as all the classes are directly or indirectly inherited from object class, so that object class has already this two string method is available. So we are overriding that one. So you can see that, or I'll show you in my next lectures, that how where this two string method is available. But you can check that as our all classes are directly or indirectly inherited from object, so that class has already two string methods. So in the child, if you want to override the behavior of parent class, so you can write public override string and two string. And now this is ID, this is name, city. So this is how the things will be done. And now I am making object of user, and now I am setting value us dot city, Noida, us1 dot name. This is how the name will be set, and then I'll uh, get these by using their names, like this the student info and us1 and us1. This is how us1 dot id. This is how the things uh, uh, will be received, and you will display it here. This is the value will be set, and you will display by using us1 and us1. Now as we have completed our polymorphism topic, now your assignment would be that you make an example, or you make a class which has in that class you have properties, keep some properties abstract and keep some method abstract. Or you can take a scenario, like you can take library, or you can take whatever scenario you want, and try to develop that polymorphism polymorphism scenario in that, and then you try to override properties and method in that, and then submit that using KCMS or WhatsApp group, or you can email me as my you as or I can provide my email to you. You can provide me through email. So these are the resources which I have used for making these slides. So you can go through each resource to find more about this topic, because this is the most important topic, and this is more practical, or very beneficial as far as object-oriented programming language is concerned. This is very important topic. So you have to learn this topic in detail. So if you have any question, you can ask me through KCML or WhatsApp. I'll be more than happy to answer your question. So with that, we reach end of this lecture. Till next lecture, Allah Hafiz.